Thursday, January 4th, to order. Additions or deletions to the agenda? Seeing none, we'll move on. Item 3 is review and discuss proposed fiscal year 2025 budget.
Okay. So I thought we figured we'd just go line by line or by department.
Yep.
It's all up there. This will start with the income.
What are we looking at? I
We're
got,
looking at the first page
okay.
of the budget.
Not
which,
that one. The left hand is sitting on? Nope.
The next page.
Next
That one,
page,
yeah.
This one, the second.
It says
one.
cash,
Yeah,
it
where your
says-
hand is
This
now.
one.
Yeah.
Yep, cash receipts. Some of these things are just, guesses or a wash or for property taxes. And then we'll move down to,
Well, do we have anything for short-term rental fees?
I did
That was
not
my
budget
question.
anything, because we didn't budget anything for, I don't know,
Well, that's something we need to talk about, is
Okay.
on the expense and the revenue side.
yeah.
It's,
I didn't even know where to begin on that,
Yeah, I
so,
think it's probably just like a shot in the dark. but
yeah.
put something
right.
in.
Licenses and fees, that's all, pretty much clerk's office driven, and Kelly and I came to what we think next year will be, but it's, it's, as always, anybody's guess.
If there is something like, there is obviously a 5% decrease from last year to this year, just
Yeah,
without me looking at it.
Mainly, that was in recording fees, which we had
Okay.
at 22,000.
Oh, I see,
Um,
okay.
Given that the housing
It's
thing
stable,
has
yes.
slowed down,
Okay,
the recordings aren't coming in quite as
Yep.
fast as they were at one point.
yep.
Most of them we kept the same. Let's see.
So under that licenses and fees, we would have to add, I'm assuming, a short-term registration line for that also.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
because the registration fee is different than the 1% night
Yep.
fee. So they would need to be in two different places,
Yes.
correct? Or would the 1% just,
you know what, I didn't put the 1% in.
I was gonna
What's
say,
that
should,
for?
I forgot about it.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Because we
good
didn't
revenue.
budget it last year,
Yeah.
so I have to kind of figure out, so
So
that'll be
What's it for?
the 1% rooms tax that we get from the
Oh,
state.
yeah, yep.
So I would kind of put that in the same, I might even create a category for that
Yeah, sure.
yeah,
as a
this way,
separate,
Because people are gonna wanna see it.
yes, they're gonna wanna know.
yeah. Right now, I probably have it in miscellaneous, but we've only gotten one payment, so.
Great, so there'll be two additional lines added?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
What did we get for the one payment, too?
We got,
We grossed 8,000,
Yeah.
netted like 1,600, 7,000.
yeah,
And was that coming in quarters?
yeah,
Yeah,
It's bad.
that's the first
It's
quarter.
better than a stick in the eye, right?
yeah. That was for the July to October quarter.
Yeah, that'll help offset any, if we don't get as much as we think with the registration for the employee to do the short-term rentals,
Yeah,
at least the first year, till we figure out what we can do.
yeah. Okay. Transfer station, this is, again, our best guess. You just never know where things are gonna go, and so basically, I don't know if any of you, so the billings to the 4 towns, I just take what we think we're gonna spend and what we think we're gonna get in revenue, and then I just net out to the towns.
And it's based off population?
We do population and grand list combination, which we just started doing that again. Apparently they did it in years past, and then when I started, they weren't doing that. They were just doing strictly population. And Esther went to all the towns and said, we think it's fair that we use your grand list because,
Sure.
you know, Land Grove has a teeny tiny population, but they have a huge grand list, so.
Yeah. Did you ever get a chance to call the power company about that extra fee?
No, I haven't had a chance. I'll try to do it tomorrow.
Yeah, we were looking over the last year's billing, and it was about the same as this year for usage. It's just Tina
It's
thinks
like-
there's a new fee.
Oh.
Yeah,
it's-
we went over a 7 kilowatt
Yep,
per kilowatt hour at $20 a kilowatt, as opposed to like $2 a kilowatt.
well, hopefully then that'll be reflected somewhere in, where would that be, in a cost, not
Yeah,
income?
yeah.
Yeah,
Other revenues, this is where we budget, like, I budget investment income, which is interest, and this year is really high. So far this year, we're at 28,000, but I'm not banking on that, because I don't have as much money in the bank
no,
this year, until we get it back from FEMA. Let's see, highway aid,
the only one that looks odd or is different is the rec director. Is that because we know we're gonna be getting that, that we're gonna only have, oh, this is income, right? This is.
no, that's,
This is what you're getting from the towns for
that's
his
basically,
position.
yes,
Yes.
and that, we budgeted for the highest
Right,
with a,
so now that we, yeah.
so now that we have
a
the
year
actuals,
Firm, okay.
even with a raise,
Yep, okay.
he comes in at less than
That's
what
great.
we budgeted.
Yep.
Why do we separate the transfer station contributions from the towns and not do the same for the mountain towns?
Well, I probably will, but I just wanted to get it in there. I'll do that before I go to print.
I think that would be
Yeah.
Yeah.
it'll help.
helpful, I just so that it's,
That it's clear, yeah.
and it's same, and I think we kind of
Yeah.
talked about how they were very similar in premise, so this
Yeah.
would mirror
I
that.
think I
Yeah.
can show you just a second.
I think the income side looks pretty good.
So here's the, I don't know if you can see this because it's tiny.
This time.
There's the next year.
Okay,
So even with a 3% raise, he comes in at 82,000 all in.
wow, why is Winhall so expensive?
What's that?
Why is Winhall? Just because of their grand list, is that how you
Yes.
did it? Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
they have a, yes.
So let me ask a question. I know this position reports to us, but do the towns have to approve the raise or not?
They, well,
They don't when we do it for the transfer
they
station.
don't with the
Yeah.
transfer station, and I will be giving them what their budgeted amount should be.
Right. They don't,
And-
shouldn't have.
No, I'm
say.
sure,
Yeah, I mean,
We're the hiring
their person who's on the
enterprise,
rec board should be reporting
On
to
the
them.
advisory committee.
Yes.
no, I'm
Yeah,
just talking out loud.
no, because if we had to present that, to-
I hear you.
yeah,
I
Right.
hear you.
okay. So, let me go back to my budget. That's pretty much it, we're up a little 2%.
Does the solar array income ever get to become more than 6,000?
Yeah, it goes up every,
It'll go up this April 1st.
Yeah.
Oh, I should
by
up
two-
that then.
Yeah, it's 2% per year. And so it goes, I was looking at, it, we got a payment today, and so I was logging that in. So yeah,
So
in
the-
April, it'll go up, I think to 6,300 or so. Yeah.
Okay. I can change that. Just give me a second.
But the, sort of the fiscal year, if you will, for
Yeah.
solar is April 1. Because it went online on February 28th.
So I'm gonna change that to 6,300. Oops. Oops, what? Oops, because I changed the wrong thing. Well, there's another $300.
That's fantastic.
Okay.
We're going in the right direction.
Yes, yep,
Just don't spend it all in one place.
okay,
Too late.
yeah. So salaries I did for
Are we on
administration.
page 2 now?
Yes, we're on page 2. I did the 3.2% for everybody.
So can I ask a question?
Yes,
Where would we bring up the conversation about changing the title of the current town administrator to a town manager and making those kinds of changes? Whether
That-
they're,
That's a
That's a
town
town
meeting
vote.
vote.
that's a town
So
meeting
maybe
vote.
to talk about that once, when we deal with the town meeting warning,
Okay,
which would be Monday night.
okay. And I understand there would be a fiscal, but there would also be sort of all kinds of policy or responsibilities, permissions, et cetera, so, yeah.
It's gonna cost more too.
Yeah, yeah.
just trying, did anybody have any questions on?
It looks pretty flat. It's the big one though.
3.2% is from just the,
The cost of living.
Cost of living.
Yeah, that's what.
and there's
the
nothing
government-
built in for, we had spoken at one time about when we did reviews, being able to go above that.
We've never really built in anything above.
Another system you can use is say, whoever's making the decision salary-wise has 3.2% of the total mishmash to spend. And more on one person if they think that person excels, and less on another person if they don't think that they warrant that amount. Is that what you're talking about? Different ways of incentivizing work?
I'm talking about ways of incentivizing, but I think what's challenging is that when a budget goes before town and is approved, then said employees automatically knows that they're
I know it.
Yeah.
potentially getting this bonus or this increase in pay. But we had talked about ways to retain employees and,
Right.
reward employees for doing a great job. And there's nowhere in the budget currently. Could we put in another line?
Yeah, the way that I've done it this way, where you just create a line for salary adjustment, and you can draw from that.
Yeah.
What you probably should do though is if you do change that and it's specific to a department, you would take money, my way of looking at it is you'd reallocate money from the budget. So you would say that was a $50,000 number, it would become $40,000 and 10 of that would go to the budget line for, say, highway. And just so that people know what is actually spent.
By
There's
department.
different ways to do it, but what you can do is
Yeah.
create a budget line.
But you're saying when the money's spent, then it gets put into a line so that it knows where it has gone
Right.
for transparency.
just do a
That I
budget
understand,
adjustment,
but would we
yeah.
have to, we wouldn't have to do a line item for each department that said salary adjustment.
You could, but because we have a single general fund,
Coffer.
I don't think it's necessary. It's really your
No.
call as treasurer.
I mean, I just think it's interesting to discuss.
It is, and I agree, you don't want something that looks like it's a fait accompli sitting there, and a staff member thinks, oh, that's what I'm gonna get.
Right.
Right, and I also wouldn't want to say 3.2% is what you're supposed to get, and then somebody doesn't get that. When
Right,
they
there
think they're
seems to be a
going.
communication thing going on here too, which is,
Right.
here's how we're gonna be making these decisions going forward.
So, I mean, do you all agree? I know that that's something that we've been trying to figure out how we can, when we're doing reviews, exceed
Right.
people's expectations if they're doing a great job. Do you think it's necessary to put this line item in? Or do you think, I don't know, what do you think?
It's up to you.
You could always overspend the budget line.
You can
But
move
you have to
things
take
from other
something.
places in the budget.
Right. You can always do
I
that.
know, and I understand that. I
Yeah.
mean,
More
the bottom
trans-
line is the bottom line,
Yes,
so.
they're voting, the taxpayers are voting on that whole number.
They are, but
I know,
in the spirit of the transparency, I like for
Yeah.
it to sort of be.
But then you can show budget adjustments, you know.
You can, but it's hard for people to follow that, I think, Tina. I mean, it's not
I
hard.
don't think that people even know how to do this.
I know, but I want them to.
I know I do too, but I can't.
I know. I mean, to me, that makes sense. We have a salary adjustment line, that allows us some leeway.
And you
We
could
reward
afford
people when they're doing a
it
great
by department. I mean, that way it's still a murky as to who gets it, or
Right.
how it's allocated, but at least if the taxpayers wanna know, yeah, the highway department's gonna get X amount of dollars to be spread among the staff in a way that
Well,
incentivizes.
and I would, well,
You
But
might
at
be
that
able
point,
to do it.
it might even be able to be done as like a bonus, like a one-time.
Right, but
kind
I
of
think you
thing.
would want to build in a cost of living adjustment.
I agree with
Yeah,
that.
So, I
yeah,
mean,
but then
it
there's
should-
mirror it. Do we,
Yes.
Yeah.
there's cost of living and then there's
I mean,
merit.
I'm
Correct.
talking merit.
Yeah,
Right, so the way we have it now would continue on, which is which you said 3.2%.
yeah.
But you could have a salary adjustment budget line and.
are we gonna have to make that out of thin air now or not?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to
You also
create a
have
new
to
line.
consider FICA Medi and retirement in
Right, it
that.
could all.
Yeah, yeah, every time it, you gross it up.
But it can all come from that adjustment column.
Yeah,
Right, do a budget adjustment.
I mean, I think it's something I would like everyone to consider.
Yeah. Can you get your hands around it
yep,
from a spreadsheet point of view?
yep,
So just insert a line.
yeah.
Yeah.
What do you want me to put in it?
Well, how do you come up with a number for that?
Well, that's just it, I don't know. Now we really
It's a
start
little bit
talking.
of a shot in the dark, but
Well, it's how many employees per department?
It's different. I mean, it's not a whole lot of employees, frankly.
yeah.
I
We
mean,
have
maybe
20.
it's,
Right?
I don't
Yeah.
know, maybe it's an additional
Um,
2 total percent,
Right.
you know? I don't know.
I would say do the math or do the spreadsheet.
Do a couple of
well, I
And see
already
what
have
it
a
looks
spreadsheet.
like,
How
but
should we
yeah.
run it?
I don't know, we're proving money for people who haven't proved they earned it yet.
Well, but the thing
That's
is,
the
Jim,
point.
is if we don't approve it and they've earned it and we don't have any to give them, then that stinks.
Yeah, that.
Well, they agreed
that
to what
makes
they'd
it
work
sad-
for.
bad.
Well, they do, but they're,
I don't hand out tips on a job.
So this is how I do my salaries. I have a spreadsheet for each department.
Right.
and A category, and I could just add in, I mean,
You could take 2% of the total salary in a department, right? Is that right? If that's what you thought.
yeah,
You could probably do that now on each roll-up line item for the full year and just sort of see what that number looks like.
okay.
2%?
I don't know. I mean,
You said 3.2, right?
well, 3%.
That's-
Yeah, but an additional
cost of
2%.
living.
yeah, that's cost of,
Yeah.
what she was first
Then there's an
mentioning.
additional 2% in the salary, what are we calling it
Yeah.
again? Sorry.
Here, let me do, show.
You call it merit adjustment or something like that. You have to be kind of careful.
Compensation adjustment, because compensation is either
Oh.
salary or a benefit.
Well, we're talking about salary stuff and benefits. There, I don't know if you all heard, there's a new childcare tax
Oh, right.
that we have to pay.
What
So
is
I've
that
added
per-
that into.
What is that per
It's
dollar?
point, it's 0.44% of everybody's salary.
0.44%?
Or, yeah, whatever, their wages. We are allowed to charge the employees 0.11 of that, but I feel like leaves a bad taste.
Yeah.
It's not that much total, it's, about $3,000
Oh, okay.
for the year.
I'm glad the state has
Yeah,
put that forward.
Where's it going?
it's going, I think it's going into the education fund, is what
The
I,
big gross bucket of education fund?
I don't know.
There's carving it
From
out.
what I read, I don't know. Kelly might be able to answer more. I'm not sure how they're divvying it up, and I'm sure they'll keep a portion of it for administering it. But just so you know, I've already added that into.
Yep.
But I could do a line for each department.
So you'd basically be adding, you can come up with a number by doing 2% of all the columns in
Yeah.
there except for the travel and training, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Right.
Well, but not under benefits, right? Would you, no, it'd only be the top half.
Well, we'd
right?
have to gross it up to add the benefits in
Right,
to pay, and then I could adjust it in the, when I do a budget adjustment in the, each line that it pertains to.
right.
Yeah.
All right, I will do that.
So you're gonna do one for each department?
I think
I don't
so.
think, I think that's,
I don't think you should do that, because then
Well-
each department knows
We'll have an
that there's this
expectation that
much.
that's coming.
yeah, hey, wait a minute, they got our
Okay.
money.
I do have to do it for myself
Yeah,
because not everybody gets Beamers or retirement. Everybody has FICA.
Can you have a line item in each department, but not have any money in it, and the main money is in the big
Oh, I see.
administrative area, do you know what I mean? So that when you're moving, when you have to
Just
move,
a tree
you
here.
Well, I can, but I wouldn't, yes, I can,
know what I mean? When you need to drop it down to wherever department it needs to go to.
well, I'll just put it in their salary line.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a budget adjustment that would happen.
And
I
then,
mean,
July.
I won't do like Kelly and I because we don't get a
You're voting.
review, we don't,
You're voting at town meeting.
we're
I know,
voting. It's up
I
to
mean,
you.
but this is the whole point. That-
Yeah,
well, no, remember when we went through the thing with Kelly, if her salary's in there as a budget line, that's what it is.
Yes, but if there is salary adjustment funds available, and we as a board decide that we would like
I guess
to
that would work, technically.
give them a bonus, we could,
Yeah, I guess that
because there is money
technically
there to do that.
works. Yeah, okay.
This just provides us with some flexibility to give merit.
yeah.
Yep.
For people who walk on water.
I know, and I always, every time the raises come, I'm always like, oh, you know, is it gonna, but we never,
Well,
we're
it
always
just-
fine,
I mean, it's just, the cost of living increase just isn't enough sometimes.
yeah,
It's not enough.
I know.
Thank
Okay,
you.
all right, 2% salary adjustment.
And there should be a discussion at some point on how that merit
Yes.
determination is made. I mean, there should be a standardization of
Yeah,
the evaluation process that comes up with score, for lack of, something else to say, but so that people can be compared against one
Yeah.
another.
Yes, I think we're getting better, but we can get even better at the review process.
Yeah.
So that, yes, I agree.
yeah, because all you could, I mean, one way of doing it is saying a score of 0 to 5 or on whatever that ranking is the cost of living adjustment. Anything above it is a percentage
a-
of
yeah, or you
whatever that
can-
merit would
yeah.
be. Or I don't, yeah, you're right, we'll figure it out in
Yeah, we can
July.
figure,
Okay.
we'll have it all buttoned up, but thank you for
Yeah,
considering all that.
Page 3 now?
what's that, yep, did we want, benefits are all associated with
Yeah.
most of
I'm
them.
surprised it's only
salary.
11% health insurance. Oh, wait a
Health
minute, no, it's
insurance
not.
went up.
No, it's 50.
Health insurance went up a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Hard to-
And we're in the half year, so I always bump it up a little bit extra because
You don't know.
January through June is gonna,
Yeah. It hardly ever goes down, that one year it did.
no,
but-
that 1 year it went
That
down.
one year.
Workers' comp, okay, we're on to office expenses. Right, is that where we are?
Wait a minute, where are we? Sorry.
Yep,
Next page,
next page on
Page
office
4.
expenses. Yep, page 3.
page 3 with the budget.
Is
Okay.
there only change that auditor line?
Yeah, because this year we had a full audit, next year we'll have a partial audit, but it was 8,000 last year, so
Okay.
I put it at 10,
Yeah.
because I don't imagine their cost will go down.
Yeah.
An election.
And we're gonna,
Or we can have
probably-
a
we're gonna have
single
to have a
audit.
single audit
Right.
for FEMA because we're over the $750,000.
Well, isn't it the
Threshold.
year we actually receive the money, though? So
Yeah.
it probably won't be till we get ARPA funding.
Yeah.
It's 750,000. So I don't know if it needs to be in next
We
year.
spent $750,000 just on the roads.
I spent more than
I'm aware of that.
800
Do you think we're gonna collect it all? Yeah, you're right.
Well, we may not collect
You
it
know,
all.
we would do it the next year. It would be 25 when we have to
Well,
do
maybe
it.
if we don't collect it all in one year, we won't meet the threshold.
Right, and,
Right.
we may not need it all next.
Yeah,
Well, because, yeah, the expense for 25 would be for a single audit for 24,
yes,
and we're not gonna need that.
yeah, so we're gonna put, yeah, we'll postpone that. We did bump up election expenses to 2,000 because we have 3 elections. And if there needs
Is
to.
that enough?
It is, because nobody, that's just for stuff
Okay.
that we need. We feed people, we, you know.
Just seems like a busy year.
Yeah,
You don't have to, heaven forbid that I say this, but you don't have to worry about security for elections yet. I mean, that'll be in November, potentially, right?
yeah, I think maybe we'll ask the sheriff if they can kind of, they did, a couple of years ago, they hung around,
Yeah.
they checked on us all day.
I don't expect a problem, but
And when I'm here, I can be secure.
Yeah,
you pack it,
yeah,
pack something.
Smith and Wesson.
Yeah, I have a gun in my truck at all times.
Well, we have the
They phone
constable
without
there,
one.
right? Gotta have a constable at the town meeting.
We can.
yeah.
Do we have a constable?
Yes.
We do, okay.
Yeah,
Well, no,
Steve.
this
No.
next year we'll be appointing
Yes.
Yeah,
Sorry.
after this town meeting.
I
No,
just, I
Steve could
fear
get
for
his gun
election
out.
workers.
Disappoint Tom.
They might provide constable
Yeah.
services.
nothing really, I bumped up town report printing and postage because it's just keeps going up every year.
Yeah.
Can we at
And-
some point do X number of hard copies and X, the rest of it done by electronic?
Well, my thought is we do 200 copies and send postcards, and if you want one, you come and pick
Right.
it up, or you go look at it
I
online.
know it. It's a ton of money.
People do like to have them at
Not
town
everybody
meetings.
likes
Yeah,
slop.
but we only have about 200 people at town meeting, but I
Yeah.
guess if you
True.
go through too many,
I mean,
other people picking them up, then you don't.
Yeah,
I find that people go through their town report day after day after day.
yeah,
And
well, they can always get one, they can come and pick one up.
but I'm thinking electronic version with sort of, you know, the sort of technology. where you
I
can
know what
flip
you're
a
thinking.
page and it sort of feels like you've got it in your hand, but there are more and more people for whom
well, you
that
make,
is an alternative too.
We do post it to the
well, you make
Yeah,
notes
it's on
on
the
it.
town.
I don't know.
PDF.
No, I'm just offering a potential.
The people who
Whatever.
want it will come and, will make the time
Yeah.
to come and get it. I
I'll
don't know.
come get one.
Huh?
I like hard copies.
I'll come get one.
Yeah, you can come and get one.
You know, you make notes
I
and
think
stuff
the
on it
postage
that
is
you
just-
don't have when you're reading your emails and, I don't know.
The postage has just become,
I understand your point also.
Yeah, I get yours, yeah,
that's a, well, we can have that
something
more,
to think about.
yeah, something to think about.
When we have a better website, it might be
Yes.
more of a discussion
It's a
too.
good segue, Tom.
Yes, there you go.
Do we have website development in here?
It is, yeah.
Okay, good.
Postage and mailing, I bumped up a little bit because that postage keeps going up.
Yeah.
Recording supplies are the same. Town mapping, we're trying to not do the hard copy of the maps, but we can't quite get away from it yet.
It is so easy to get them online.
I know,
Wow.
and we have the GIS, and
Yeah,
that's what that is, and that includes the Lister cards, the tax bills,
I think it's good to have one, at least, paper copy in the building. I mean, I know,
but we don't need to update it every year.
that's true.
I mean,
But it-
What does a map
Jeremiah had
cost?
his druthers, he would just have parcel IDs on them, not the names, and then you wouldn't have to update them, because the parcel ID
you're
never
right, that
changes.
doesn't
Right,
change.
no, I agree with that.
Yeah, but we'll move on to that discussion another. Okay, I did bump the website up to 6,000.
Yeah, just to let you know, I spent some time on the phone with town manager in Manchester, and they just established a new website.
It's really nice, I was looking.
Yeah.
Do they have a consultant do it for them?
Yeah, there's one of these off-the-shelf
Yeah.
companies, it was Revise, is the name of it, I think it is. But anyway, I've asked him for a copy of what they paid,
That's
basically.
great, yeah.
And I'll do the same with other other towns for that same company. One question is, do you want us to go out to bid, put out an RFP, or find one we like and negotiate?
Let's do it.
I mean, there's any number
I
of
mean,
ways to
I
go.
know, just mentioning it at that select board meeting, I had 2 people email me wanting to have a conversation about when we were ready to redesign.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's
But-
people out there, I don't know how much do we want to, like, how much do we want to spend? What do we want it to do?
Right, well, those are good numbers right there, and they'll let you pay over a number of years. But I would absolutely not go with somebody's cousin who just does it.
No.
No.
Or go to these companies that this is what they do, all they do is
Even the
small
person who
government.
designed this one, I updated the formatting after Paul left, and the lady who did it was, I don't know, it was too, it reads like a newspaper, and people just want something,
The website?
yeah.
It's clunky. It's
They want
hard to
something
find
quick,
it.
they wanna go and be able to find it, and you
Yeah.
can't find anything.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in a perfect world, I would like to think that there would be a place that you can go to the web page and click on it, and you can watch our select board meeting.
Yeah,
So, and that's not.
well,
like,
we could
pipe
do
That's
that,
not
yeah.
far.
That's like,
fetched.
that, it's very possible, or a planning commission.
Well, there is a link.
We do have a
to-
link to-
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have a link to Gina.
Well, but, I mean, they
Yeah.
could click onto the website and go to any town, any meeting that is being
I
held.
think we're getting there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, I just wanna,
That's next on my to-do
The
list,
planning
it's been that way for a
commission is-
while.
I know.
The one thing that we really need is like someplace where people centrally email all the agendas and all the minutes,
Right,
and then they just get put up, because some people email them to him, some people email them to me, some people email them to Kelly, and we tell them, email them to all 3 of us, so somebody will get to it. Somebody will acknowledge that they did it.
Do you want a task force to call on to help you do that?
well, I think that we
Or
need
you know what we need?
We need to get some representation of people internally who are gonna have to update it
Right.
and
Yeah.
work with it internally, but also our customers, who are the people in the community who wanna, who
And
will need
George
it.
Moore offered to help with that too.
Yeah, I think it'd be great to have a
That's great.
task force work on it, and
Yeah.
maybe that we could put that on the agenda for Monday's meeting. to talk
Nice.
further.
Yeah.
Do it.
So
I mean, ultimately, as much as no one likes to think about adding positions, but maybe there's gonna need to be someone who is in charge of the website and handling all of posting and getting minutes up and updating the website regularly.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
it sounds like it could already be a full-time job.
Some
And-
days
and
it
eliminate
is.
emailing 3 people
Yeah,
to get 1 job done. So, I mean, it's just something to think about, and we can talk about it on Monday,
Yeah,
but.
to do it right is time consuming. I don't think you need a full-time person, but you need someone to spend 3 hours, 5 hours a week to do that.
And someone who's willing to also explore how to improve the communication townwide, using either the website or an email list or some way where people can opt in or opt out of receiving information.
we do have MailChimp, but we
Yeah,
don't have that
they-
many
they all have
subscribers.
it. You can subscribe to any part of the website. They all have, sorry, they all have that as a feature.
Yep, so, just,
Yeah,
We can discuss that more on Monday.
great.
yeah. Software and support, I put up to 20,000, 'cause that's not getting any cheaper. But we do, Pete is great, he's right on, I mean, if we need something, he's on it. He updates our computers every single day.
Yeah, I think we get a good value out of him.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
And I upped computer equipment, I think Will is up for the next new computer.
So what about just the Wi-Fi in general here? I hear all the time that the Wi-Fi isn't
Well,
strong
we
enough.
fixed
It's
it
in
for
here
this
now,
It's fixed it.
it's right there.
So the owl works,
They've got it all plugged into they've got their cable. It's all,
Yeah, that's hardwired. That's not,
yes.
that's
Okay.
not,
just wanna make sure that,
Yeah.
where
Heather's got it all set up.
the ARPA money went, the things are getting
Yep.
used and
It's
they're
all ready to
working
go.
properly.
They're gonna use it Wednesday night for their
Great.
public meeting.
But we did move that white box up there was in Tina and Kelly's office, it's been moved here now.
But we need another one for King Kelly's.
Yeah.
Well, we were thinking of moving the one in my office closer
Into
to
the hallway or
into the
something.
kitchen area.
Yeah.
So that we'll all be able to take care of it.
And why doesn't it read? Is it just because the building, the aesthetics in the building or what the building's made of or
Yeah,
so
Lead
it's just
paint.
yeah.
whatever, right?
I don't-
I don't know, we could up the bandwidth or our megabytes, but I don't think we need to. We never have a problem. Because we're all hardwired at our computers.
I'm not, and
Yeah,
and
and Will's not.
Will's not, yeah.
So you use Wi-Fi on your
I
computer?
use the Wi-Fi. That's, but again, my little box is right above my desk, so
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
So on to other dog tags, and county tax just keeps going up.
Is that 49 what we paid this year? So should we up that?
Maybe, I don't know.
I mean,
I think
know there's no way to tell.
they had some, well, they
The
had.
new police, the new
That might
sheriff's
have been
office.
why, it was because of the new sheriff's office.
Right, they got they got a good deal on it, but still, it's probably some kind of mortgage payment or
Well,
something.
they're also doing all the dispatching through them now. So they had to add a lot of equipment.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's a crapshoot either way.
I don't know, usually I get notified when they have their budget meeting, but I haven't gotten it. Have you gotten any
I
notification?
don't get those, those go to Kelly.
No, I usually get them,
Okay,
and,
I have not seen one.
well, maybe I'll up that to 52, just because,
Just to be safe.
yeah. I think it had to do with the new building though, for the sheriff. But you would think they might have sold the old building, so,
No, I think they're keeping that
yeah.
or something.
VLCT dues didn't come in at what I budgeted last year, but I decided to leave it at 38 because it probably will go up.
Yep.
Wyndham Regional, oh, that's the actual for Wyndham Regional. I got a thing from them. Credit card expenses, I bumped up a little bit because even though we only pay $10 a month for the credit card system, when somebody has a check or a credit card that gets declined, we get an extra charge, so. And I had a few of those this time. They look like they've gone through and then all of a sudden they're denied, so. Legal service tax sale, I'm gonna leave that at 400. I won't have anything probably next year, because I'm having one this year. But I wanna leave it in there in case I need Kevin O'Toole's advice or
Yep.
on anything. Listers gave me their expenses, other than their, mapping. The miscellaneous administrative was we put in last year, just to cover things like the audit or the governmental audit, or whatever, if you guys have anything else you need to do. So I left that. Planning Commission took out their village center designation and the town land utilization project because those are going under something else now. I don't know, but they haven't ever spent it, so.
Yeah, village designation, that was designated this last year, it was re-upped, so they don't have to do it again for 5 years?
That's all it was.
Yeah, and I never saw any cost for it, so.
Well, it was done in-house, I think Sharon did it.
Yeah.
Maybe we need a new after the flood planning grant.
Oh, that just keeps, I'll take that out because,
Joking, but
well, yeah, we,
after
Why not?
23
Flood.
flood.
I'll leave it in there, I'll just, won't
Give it a
show
different
it.
name, called pre-flood planning.
Yeah, but that wouldn't come under the planning commission, would it? Maybe, I don't know,
Why not? Yeah, it could make emergency management.
yeah. So they're down 5%.
You're all wrapped up now.
The new thing is the housing committee. Oh,
I think those look legit.
they wanna do their own website, which I'm not
I don't
too-
think that's a good idea,
it doesn't seem like,
yeah, because everything what we do is subject to the open meeting law, so.
Right, yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, if it's-
And public documents requirements.
Yeah.
I
don't think it's a
would-
good idea.
I would say, I was involved in that discussion because I am on that commission. And all of that is very well known. I think the idea is that it's just a place for information that people can access when they're looking for resources for housing. Our original idea was that it could eventually be a part of the town website, but there was discussion that the town website was going to be revamped. So I would just, can we have a conversation with Patty and maybe answer any concerns that you, and
Josh fixed it today. He checked the coolant, it was fine,
Huh? All
so.
right.
As far as I know, cleaning isn't gonna change unless we
Yep.
have to get a new cleaner. Town office supplies are like toilet paper, cleaning stuff, paper towels. Fuel, I bumped up a little bit, cause I think our price was higher than last year. Locks and security, that's for the contract,
Yep.
to maintain our,
Everything else is the same.
yeah,
Just a
everything
little
else,
bit.
yeah. Internet, I put up a little bit because I fully expect
The
this
dog wants the candy. It's like,
that
what
we
is that?
might be at the end of our 2-year, almost at the end of our 2-year contract with Comcast, and it will probably go up.
Yeah,
It probably won't go down.
same with telephone.
Yeah, and the phone system has gone up, and now we've added another extension, so that's put it up. I added Liam has an extension now.
Oh, yeah.
So it's working well, it was a good purchase.
Yeah, that was, yeah. I mean, he can answer it on his cell phone at home and sit at his desk at home and work. Garage, I don't think there's any planned huge maintenance, but there's always
Yeah.
the door,
Check on the
garage, when
door.
somebody backs through a garage door or,
Yeah.
or breaks something.
Fuel one.
And servicing the furnace.
Yeah.
Phone and internet, I still wanna figure out how to just broadcast to them here, but we haven't figured that out yet. Internet. 'Cause
You have
that's-
extra conduit that goes over there.
I know. Fuel I put up, cause last year they used a lot more.
Yeah.
And I left that 1,000 in old garage upgrades, cause if they wanna put some shelving or something in there, I figured
Yep.
they could spend that.
We should replace the door, at least, on that.
The side door, yeah.
Yeah.
There's not any good locking mechanism out there. Town hall, I did up phone, cause that, we pay a lot for a phone that just is for the alarm system. And there's no way to, Fairpoint is not very, I don't know. They still charge for long distance, so. And I don't know what to do about that. I guess we could try to get Wi-Fi there, but then we're gonna have to pay for Wi-Fi, so.
Yeah.
Probably eventually.
Keep getting
Okay.
it closer to my house and I'll be able to get it.
Tim, you don't want it.
No, I don't.
On to the next page, which is the transfer station. Again, I did the 3.2%. Nothing really.
Is Candy sick?
Yeah, she was
Yes.
in the hospital for a little while.
She
I
had
don't know why.
pneumonia. She's home. She called me today.
She doing okay?
Yeah, yep, she's doing much better. Tom and Esther and I met about the transfer station and we,
Okay.
instead of, well, we had electrical upgrade, I'm gonna change that line, equipment, I think that's for the fence. The gate, yes.
Yeah, we're talking about new.
From 5 to
We
15?
figured it would be about 10,000, we left 5,000 in for any other equipment that needs
Gates aren't
upgrade.
cheap.
There wasn't any really huge changes.
Cameras? Security
You gotta
system?
have Wi-Fi. We don't have Wi-Fi there.
Get Wi-Fi.
Where? Unless Fidium goes by there now, I don't know.
Does.
Nothing goes by there.
Tritium does.
And they were working on the pole, because I told them to leave during the flood,
Yeah.
because they were stopping all the trucks. I said, you guys need to get it.
Yeah.
Yard maintenance was a big bump, according to
So I have a
this
question
year's-
about that.
Yeah.
So, not to get ahead of myself, but I noticed that with the possible description of the position, I just want to make sure that 9,500 for yard maintenance, that is could potentially eliminate a
away.
cost.
Yes.
Okay, I
Which is
just
what I
wanted to
put
make,
at the, yes,
yep, I'm just cross-referencing
Yeah.
my lines, just wanted to make sure. Thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah, that potentially could go away, because we can have the
Mm-hmm.
fourth road crew person to plow. The big jump in transfer station is the backhoe payment. So, and all the towns were notified of that, I believe, so.
Yeah.
They just got their bills, they were a little
Wait.
high.
Why wouldn't that be a capital expense on a different budget?
Because it's split between the
Share.
towns.
Yep.
Then we had to up hauling fees some.
What's that?
We had to up hauling fees a
Yeah.
little bit too, just because it doesn't go down.
This is the truck stuff away, right?
Yes,
Yeah, it doesn't go down.
no.
I get it.
And we did put 2,000 in just for backhoe repairs, because
You never know.
you never know what's gonna happen. They might need an oil change or something.
Or you gonna truck it?
Yeah,
What's the warranty on that new backhoe?
5 years.
Cool.
okay, recycling, hasn't gone up, I did the 3.2%. And, nothing really,
A minuscule increase.
yeah. Hauling, recycle hauling, we put up too, because that,
That went up, yeah.
yeah, well, that costs a lot of money to haul the stuff away that we don't get any money for.
Yeah. And hazardous waste, the only thing that went up there really was the contractor for the most part,
Yeah,
because what, I forget what Esther said, we had a lot of people this year, their prices just went up. I can't
yeah,
remember.
yep. Hazardous waste, yeah, that's the contractor for hazardous waste is way up. We have another one in June, so there'll be another, right now we're at 17,000 already for this year. So that was mainly the increase in the hazardous waste was the contractor. I left septage at 7, the
What is
PFAS.
that?
That's the PFAS testing.
Oh, okay.
We just got our, I was gonna present it next week, we just got our most recent report, and numbers are looking good, the actual reduction in some
Where are we
PFAS.
testing, around these buildings, is that what it is?
At the former septic field, back behind the
Transfer station.
transfer station, there was some fields where they used to spread millions of gallons of septage over a bunch of years, and not knowing that there was such thing as PFAS.
Yeah.
And so there is contamination, and so we have
Septic
six
is septic waste?
from septic tanks, yeah, pumped tanks.
Why would PFAS be in there?
PFAS is everywhere.
Yeah.
Get
In
that.
It's from your,
Your waste,
everything.
everything you
It's
take.
not just from a manufacturer of Teflon products, right?
No, well, think of all the times you fried your eggs and you went in the garbage and went down the drain, and,
Okay, all right, thanks.
you know, it's just all kinds of
All right, get it.
Yeah,
stuff.
Enough. Okay.
okay. On to town parks. So town parks did their budget. They're hoping to have a ground maintenance employee who actually puts in some hours this year. Because
So-
they're,
Could the ground maintenance employee,
could be that fourth person, yep. Or the or potentially the mowing, all the mowing,
I mean, I'm just trying to see how we can
yeah.
spread this person around.
I didn't even
But I wouldn't
include,
spread them so far that we don't have a highway person.
No, I agree. I agree with you.
but the mowing portion of, and the maintenance.
There's gotta be some savings from this
Yes.
fourth person in other departments.
Maybe some, you would offset. I think Tina presented that pretty well already.
I just
But
feel
you
like
don't
I mean,
my
it's
sense, you
mostly
don't wanna
winter.
have-
It's mostly winter, which to me says,
Well, there's a lot
winter's
of
when they're most valuable.
I would say that you're very valuable year-round because there's roadside ditching that doesn't get done, roadside mowing, there's culverts, there's you name it, all kinds of work that gets done that's not as obvious as the
I
plowing.
mean, I'm sensitive to that. And I'm not saying let's hire this fourth and then have them, go work at the transfer station on Sunday.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that.
no, but
But what I'm
the
saying is-
mowing.
and this is
So the
a-
contracted services is all the mowing and the garden maintenance,
Right. Right,
which every year goes up and,
right. I don't know, I'm just trying to,
I know.
This
Well,
is-
that's a
This is a pretty
potential,
big expense, so
Yeah.
if we can find other ways to make it not feel like such a big expense, and yet we still get this fourth person that we all think is so valuable, I just think we should think about it.
Yep.
We should think about it, that's all.
Yeah, 'cause the
I
yard,
wasn't even thinking about the mowing when I did all the plowing stuff, but,
because contracted services, most of the way that's all up right there.
yeah,
So you can get rid of the mowing.
yeah. The garden maintenance we might not be able to get rid of,
Why
but,
can't the beautification committee do the garden maintenance at the town parks?
they're volunteer.
Well,
They can hardly get enough people to water the flowers.
yeah, we'll spread thin.
Understood, I mean, just, again,
Yeah.
I like to think out of the box sometimes, and
Questions?
Yeah, yep,
On page 6.
Yes, please.
okay, yep, on to the next one.
all right, so, I know we're anxious to move on, but, so we'll consider potentially mowing could also offset this
Yeah.
position,
I
okay?
mean, mowing, they used to do all the mowing and they could do it in a day. One day a week, if two guys are on vacation and two people can't do a big job, they could both be out mowing or ditch, or, whatever,
I mean, I
roadside
don't
mowing.
want, it's out of my wheelhouse to tell them what they should be doing,
Yeah.
but just,
But Josh will tell you, they used to do all that
yeah.
stuff.
Okay.
I've forgotten this.
But a lot of other stuff didn't get done.
Yeah, well, it did, but they didn't, I don't know.
But maybe now that they have their calendar, their annual calendar, monthly calendar,
Much reading.
Yep.
there's a way to, you know, what gets measured gets done.
Why don't you sit down?
As you can guess, insurance is gonna go up, because, you know, that's just the way it goes.
One of them went down, didn't it? Some of the property or something.
Yeah, something went down, but not a whole lot.
Yeah,
But I have to budget into a half year for,
right, good point.
and they start January, they use a calendar year to
So
bill
workers'
us.
comp,
Workers' comp is spread out into each department. So right now, when I pay it now, I put it all in there, and then at the end of the year, I spread it out over.
okay,
Each
so the
department.
10-6 is actual, but it's spread around.
Yes, it's,
Okay.
yeah.
And there wasn't anything flood-related that is outside of FEMA that is gonna bump up our property insurance, for example? Is there nothing that happened to our buildings or our
We
property?
didn't have anything.
No, we didn't
Yeah.
have any damage to
We're
anything.
sitting on a hill, okay.
So this is the last year for the payment on the 2020
Yes,
international, huh?
yes.
That's
But
nice.
we'll have, at
yeah,
this
yeah.
rate, we're not gonna have a payment till 26 if we don't get our new truck, so.
Yeah.
I didn't budget for that, cause I don't know what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
And I did, so, yeah. The tractor only has, what page am I on?
Is that for mowing?
tractor-
Is that for big mowing?
Yeah, the international's done. We don't have a payment next year. But I must have in anticipation,
Of the new truck.
yeah. I wonder, it probably doesn't end till, September though, so no, I didn't do a new truck, but probably in next year, we'll just have the down payment at this point, because
Yeah.
there's no truck in sight.
No. Conservation Commission's all the same.
Yep, dispatching I put up to 40, because I haven't gotten this year's bill, so when I get a more actual for this year,
What does dispatching mean?
we pay,
The sheriff?
Keene Fire and Mutual Aid
Oh.
to dispatch the fire departments and the, rescue
Well,
squad.
that's actually all moving to.
Oh, is it moving to
County
Westminster? Oh,
That's why they bought that, that's one of the reasons they bought that new building.
oh,
All
okay.
dispatching's gonna be going through there now.
Where's it gonna go?
Brattleboro.
Through, the Westminster, or no, the sheriff's department.
Yeah. At least that's what they told us in the meeting.
Okay. Conservation Commission, they kept their budget the same. They haven't spent anything this year. Okay. So,
Speaking of that, oh, there's beautification, sorry.
yep, you're at the bottom, toward the bottom. Summer roads, I did their increase for their,
What are their
raises,
major expenses in summer roads? Just dirt?
gravel.
Gravel. And culverts, which luckily we stocked up on.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we got a bunch, okay.
We
Grading.
did up tires because Josh is trying to get on a regular rotation of ordering, so that's why he wants all the trucks to be the same, so he can order all the same tires and have them on hand if they need
That
them.
is a big bump. You're right. Something else in there.
And we bumped up maintenance because, if we have to have a truck towed to Claremont, it's a good chunk of change.
It's not covered by AAA.
No. We upped bridges and guardrails to 7,500.
I think that was to put the guardrail on, Edge
Edge?
Hill.
Yeah.
At some point, we should talk about a guardrail right down here. Along the river.
Oh, all along it, you mean?
You know,
Have we had anybody go in?
on Main Street. Someone will.
I agree with him.
I lived there my
Only up
whole
past Wiley's.
first
It's the
18 years of my
only place.
life, and nobody ever went into the river.
Doesn't mean they won't.
Wiley's, they hit the telephone pole.
Yeah,
They've gone in up.
they come
Thompson.
around that corner and they go straight into the telephone pole.
A couple have gone in. up
Longleaf
over.
building.
I guess somebody did, yeah.
Yeah, upstream.
I don't think there's anything to hook them to there. That's all ledge there. It's a flat,
It's doable.
I don't know,
Is that where the farm is, that pretty,
But you can talk about the,
yeah.
Another day.
Tina, I noticed that you don't have anything in the child care tax for summer. Is that because it's all in winter?
Oh, did I not put it in?
you didn't put it in summer. huh?
Oh, I forgot. No, I'll have to put that in.
Yeah. We
I
up-
will.
we up-
It's not a lot.
Yeah, we up gravel, cause
Yeah,
gravel prices go up and we need gravel.
yeah.
you did.
Pretty much everything else. We upped
Culverts,
culverts to
yeah,
10
culverts.
so we can, again, get ahead of the game and have some extra culverts on hand. I
Where's all
did-
that stuff stored? Priority land?
Nope, behind the
Just here?
garage.
Yeah.
Culverts right there.
Oh, right there.
We up for storm related repairs.
Yeah. I put $4,000 in there because
Wow, look at that number.
that's not even all of it. That's only
I know.
till the end of October.
The other culverts, we got a yard full of them, but they're, where did they get paid from? Just curious for FY actual.
In the highway repairs, storm related.
Okay. 'Cause I
That
think
400.
some of them aren't storm related.
I know, I have to,
Reallocate.
yeah.
So does the road crew just basically cut their calendar in half? And half of their expenses
No,
are?
5 and 7 months. Winter's 5 months, summer's 7 months.
But everything's just basically cut that way?
Yeah,
And you have to do it that way, right?
Yeah, because you work with we get
yeah.
together with the
We have to
state.
report to the state.
Right, because they'd run a calculation that once they come up with a number, if you exceed that number in the level of damage, it kicks into a whole different local assistance funding program.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so the childcare tax will be probably $600 in the other. I did bump overtime up for 2025. If they get raises, you know, that'll
No.
increase overtime. Nothing really surprising there.
No.
And then, oops. We did bump maintenance up a little bit. We're keeping tire chains at 6,000 and Josh is on a good schedule of replacing those every year. And he stays within that budget, but he's got enough to start the next year.
And help me understand the difference between calcium chloride and salt.
Calcium chloride's what they spray on the dirt roads in the summer.
To keep the dust down?
yeah.
Oh,
That's the
okay.
liquid.
Salt, sodium
It's that
chloride,
big
that's
tank.
calcium chloride.
There's a big tank of it down there.
It's
Sometimes
not
they use
brine,
magnesium.
it's not like the brine they use on highways in the
No.
winter. Yeah, okay.
No.
Well, it's kind of they spray it onto the sand and this,
It hardens the sand up.
Yeah. You know, when you see that, you know, it looks shiny, the dirt looks shiny.
On a road?
Yeah.
Yes,
That's what it does.
That's
Hard, it makes it hard.
got it. Thank you.
Yeah, it hardens the surface up, because like under the mountain road, we had a spot where the whole bottom of the road washed out, and there was that much of the road still on top.
Because the salt, because the
Oh, did a
calcium
good job.
chloride.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it was definitely unsafe. to
Old
drive
ground
over.
dust.
yeah, okay, thank you.
Do you think fuel's gonna stay the same for winter?
We never go, well, it usually costs about $20,000 to $25,000 a load from the fuel, it's for the diesel, it's the diesel tank. And sometimes he doesn't have to get it twice in a year, in the same
Yeah,
year.
depending on what they
Depends,
use.
he can, because you have to order, your tank has to be down to a certain level before
Right.
they'll fill it, they'll come and fill it.
Salt and sand, we up. trying to get back into actually having it right.
Yep, and I think we probably will this year, finally.
Do you, budget for a certain amount and then just based on what your needs are, you then level it back up at the end of the year or then into the next year? I don't know how that works, but it's like a reservoir. You have a reservoir of sand, right?
Yeah,
And you consume some of it, maybe hopefully not all of it, right?
yeah.
Depending on the year.
You put out to
Right
bid
now,
for
we're-
the same amount every year, right?
We upped it a little bit a year or two ago, I think. But yeah, and you try to, you know, depending where your budget is,
Yeah.
toward the end of the year, hopefully they'll
You have
try
enough to
to
fill it before the end of the
fill it
year.
before the end of
Right,
fiscal
right,
year.
right.
And then you have something to start with.
Yeah.
Then we have the appropriations, which we've already done too.
Yeah,
Will we have something to discuss on Monday from the folks we asked to write a letter?
I know that
The
Pete
rescue
Cobb will be
squad.
here, and I think Nikki might come, I'm not sure if she,
She's planning to.
yeah,
Yeah, the rescue squad wasn't
Great.
particularly happy,
no. I didn't hear from South Londonderry,
and they're not gonna petition.
no,
The rescue squad is not?
no.
No.
I heard from the collaborative too, they are doing a petition.
He said he'd bring that up at town meeting.
Yep. It can always be changed from the floor, so. So I budgeted these at the highest,
At the asked amount?
yes, that they,
Oh, you
what
did? Oh,
they
okay.
actually asked for.
Okay.
Because, just in case, I just
Yep.
wanted to get a sense of if everybody gets what they asked for
Yeah.
from the floor, then
Yeah.
we have an idea of what the,
Tom, did Pete understand that we asked anyone who asked for more money to,
he did, but it
Yeah.
didn't matter. He was,
Okay.
he was,
I told him. He told me, he talked to Tina.
Yeah.
He sent an email to Shane.
well, that's unfortunate.
I told him we keep cutting everybody to what they were before. I told him why, because appropriations have gone up $60,000 in the last 4 years.
and then, I did budget I put in the appropriations in the bottom, but I'll move it up into the budget, the Phoenix fire truck. I don't know what the payments are gonna be, but it'll probably be around 50,000 a year.
Or when.
Huh?
Or when, yeah.
Well, the chassis is coming in January, so I'll have to pay for that. It's 112,000, I think. And then I don't know when they'll actually have it built, so.
And also the transfer to the highway improvement fund, that would be 300,000.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. I didn't go look to see what,
And that's to stay in line with the capital plan that we did in 2021.
okay. I will change that.
Is the minute taker,
I moved that up into administration.
right, but the expense that oh, I see what you're doing, you're moving from here.
Yeah, if
Anyway,
it's-
is
if it
that
got-
enough money for her? Are we finding that that's adequate?
I don't know, because it took so long to get the position filled that,
It's hard to tell.
you know,
Right.
there's no way to know.
Did you-
And she's only done a few meetings, and I'm not sure.
What did we budget it at for this coming year?
I put her up to 3350, and we had budgeted 3251 plus, because the FICA was added into that.
I just want to make sure we're paying her enough to, you know.
So, I mean, other than the few tweaks, if you look at I did a tax rate comparison.
Wait, did I miss
Oh,
police department?
it's still down toward the bottom. Oh, did I? I didn't look at the actual number.
Wyndham County Sheriff.
I'm gonna move that up into administration. Well,
Where is
Yeah,
it?
the idea is, it has been its own town meeting article for the past several years, and we discussed at some point bringing it
Right.
into the budget.
Yeah,
And the reason being is, if the town votes on a specific number, you can't exceed that.
right.
You put it in
No,
the
I
budget, you
agree.
can in case there's some kind of special, you know,
I put-
law enforcement event.
I put 57, was that what we?
Okay, is it,
Yeah,
I just didn't see it, I just was
it's
asking.
down up toward the bottom, above the appropriations.
local law enforcement, or law enforcement
Yeah.
budget,
Got it.
57,000.
Perfect, thank you.
But
that
I
should
will
be
move,
above-
I'm gonna move it up, I
Yeah.
just hadn't gotten to it yet. So if you look at, I gave you two pieces of paper, and one is a comparison of this year to last year. And our expenses are up $400,000.
Show me where that, tell me where that
If you look at the
Show me
gray
the
one,
money.
Yeah,
if you look at the very, where it says total amount to
Yeah.
be raised by taxes,
loaded budget expenditures, okay, yeah. What percent increase is that?
Less than 1%.
7 point?
yeah.
Correct, is that .079?
It's, no, that's the tax rate, that's the
That's the
increase
tax
on the
rate.
tax rate, 7 cents, 7.94 cents.
Well, somebody can do the math.
But the budget expenses, though,
I know, the actual budgeted,
is 300,000.
yeah.
Right, and that's a 12% increase.
So help me know what the takeaway is from this sheet.
So
Is it
if you
just
look at
that-
if you look at the bottom
Yep,
line, total amount to be raised by taxes, that would set the, with the current, where the grand list is currently, which Jeremiah told me it probably will go up, which will be better for us. We're looking at a tax rate of 57 cents. 57.39 cents. Last year it was 49.45.
oh, there we go.
Ooh,
I did, I had a tax rate comparison,
This one?
and, no,
The blue and yellow one?
no, I have a spreadsheet that has every year from 2010,
Yeah,
and really, overall, we haven't increased that much in the last 10 years. We've hovered around 45 to 49 cents.
with
And I
the
don't-
uptick in values,
Well,
it's gotta be expected.
I know, and I don't think we can hang our hat on what the education rate's gonna be, because we have no control over it. And we have to think about us
yeah.
for a change.
First.
And, yeah. So I did this other tax thing, so if your house is worth $200,000, just on the municipal portion, you'll see an increase of $158. Which, I mean, how much has your electric bill gone up?
Will people be squawking, do you think?
They'll always squawk.
That's good.
And I don't think they really understand.
I don't think there were any questions in the budget last year.
Last year, they did,
Yeah,
they
that's right.
just
It went
said,
by,
where do we
it was
sign?
the minute taker.
Yes, it was the
$3,700 was
$3,500.
the, for 40 minutes.
It's always a surprising one.
Yeah,
I think we should have a pool on what it's gonna be the item this year. Take exception.
Well, we hold it outdoors, it might
So I
not
think
be
it'll be
any.
just important to note somewhere that the big ticket items that add up,
yeah.
just to be clear
We're
what
getting
they are
there,
and why.
sweetie, almost done.
Fourth road crew, a lot of it's roads.
Well, that, yeah,
Yeah.
this does include the fourth road crew person. It's
Road.
not actually in the budget.
Yeah, roads and transfer station are a lot of what's gonna go up.
Yes, yeah.
And you know,
And
those are
it's-
the places where people go and
Yeah,
experience the
and it's the
town.
thing that they complain about the most.
Yeah,
They don't come and complain that there's no, well, they do complain if we're not open, but that's,
You wouldn't know, would you?
But the sheriff's department, is that,
That's going up, but it's
Well,
only
just
going up
slightly, but no, we're just trying to figure out
4%.
where.
It's here and it's in this, because I haven't moved it up yet, but I'll
Okay,
move it
so
up.
it's still in the calculation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, and I don't think we're gonna have a big enough surplus that we can give anything back this year.
We're not.
Sweetie,
I mean,
sit
I
down.
know some of it's gonna wash out, but,
Yeah.
we don't wanna spend what we have in reserve.
It'd be nice if we have any surplus this year.
I think we might have some. I got my report from the auditor, but I haven't had a chance to sit down and,
But once we get reimbursed fully by FEMA, whatever the heck that is, that should
Yeah.
all go to
Yeah.
so we should be okay in a
This
couple of
fiscal
years.
year.
yeah,
But it's just great that we got that much money, because just a couple of years back, we had, what, 200,000? Not enough.
yep.
Alright.
I try to keep, I get antsy if I have less than $1 million.
Me too.
Well, we have a policy now, it's, it's 12%.
$1 million in the
I
bank.
mean, and a lot of that is, some of that is reserve funds too, that's part of it.
Well, the unassigned fund balance.
Yeah.
The policy was drawn up, the board approved the policy this year, I think it's 12%, in the bank, is the goal. That's why you're able to give back 100,000.
Make money, yeah.
That was my goal
But
too.
we don't make much.
Well, we've made $28,000 in interest this year, since July.
Cemeteries?
No, in the bank account.
That's impressive.
I
Nice.
earned my salary this year.
Yeah. Me too.
Anyone care to make the last?
I move to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye. You wanna go home?
Thank you.
Thank